Nice night for Jeff. Abold picks up his second win of the season, so he's 2 out of the last 3. They did twin 40s tonight, 12th to 7th in the first one. Started on the pole in the second one, but really got a lot of pressure from Mike Bruce. Let's start with the first one. Car was okay?
Yeah, car was okay. We made some changes. It's funny, I was talking to even Otto before the race, and it's funny, you try not to change too much when you come off a win the other week, and the car was pretty good, came from the back, and then you show up, don't do too much to it, and it's like a completely different racetrack.
Really?
So now you kind of go back and go, man, I wish we did make the changes, but you just don't know until you get there. So the first race, we were just off a little bit. I really couldn't come through the field. I actually made some good moves at the start. Was able to. I really thought I had something, and then just lost those spots right back to some of the fast guys, and then just couldn't get through traffic as well as they could.
Okay. So what did you do, and what did you learn?
Well, the biggest factor is I think the track came back to us a little bit, freeze up a little bit at night here. This was just a hot, greasy day. We got a little bit of rain earlier. Last time we raced here, we had a storm that went through a lap 4 and just really cooled the track down and everything. So really changed the complexion. I think that really helped us out. So I think tonight, once it went to night racing and everything, it was a lot better. But everybody was so fast in that first race, it was just tough to come through. And I say that, and then DJ Schulich came through from 11. So for me, it was tough to come through. But it was, definitely the second race car was much better.
So was enough rain to make it a green racetrack, pretty much?
Yeah, it's what happened is this week has just been so hot and humid. You get a really kind of greasy, oily track, and then the rain this morning that we had kind of washes all that oil and grease around. And we showed up here and just times were slow. Track was just really no grip to, especially on the front end. So you try not to make too many changes to really, push yourself out of it. But then you're trying to find that balance and everything. So it makes it tough. It's hard week to week to figure out.
I could imagine. I watched the second race, and obviously I've been around you guys long enough to know that when you draw one, there's only one way to go. Yeah. And for a little bit there, I thought Mike Bruce might have got you.
Yeah, I thought he did too. I was once I took the lead there, I kind of felt like I could settle in maybe a little bit and do that, and all of a sudden he showed me the wheel. And I said, well, I'm going to have to push it a little bit here, and we had a quick caution, and then on that restart, kind of the same thing, trying to just hit my marks to do it, and all of a sudden he drove right alongside me, and he actually probably had the lead for a moment.
I think he did for a second, didn't he? Yeah.
And he drove it. The outside lane wasn't quite what it was last week, so he pushed up a little bit. I had really good traction. I was able to come off the bottom, but I was right sideways. He was sideways. We never touched wheels, just good racing. So, and he raced it nice and clean, but that was tough. He put pressure on me the entire race.
They stencil tires on a night like this, so you have to run the same tires. Were tires a concern in that first race?
It is, and especially for us, the front end, because the front end grip felt like it wasn't where it should be. So I was a little bit tight in the first one. So then I kind of tried to be in conserve mode to try not burn the tires up. Knowing you have another 40-lap feature, so that's really tough because by the end of the night you've run 80 laps plus a heat race, almost 90 laps on it. So on a given night we don't run that many laps on the tires usually. So that was it was tough for that. So you got to really be aware of it and everything there. So, I was able to hold on to it. The car was really good. I think it's a car I probably could have passed some cars and maybe come up through, but like you said, it's stressful when you start up front. You don't know what you have behind you, so it's good. Luckily, my wife drew for me tonight, drew number 1.
Oh, so she was the one. Okay,
she was the reason we won tonight for sure.
I talked to a lot of guys in that first race. They said what you did. Couldn't get the car to turn. Was that the racetrack?
Yes.
Was that kind of what would happen in those conditions?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys, it seemed like they either lost the back end, they lost the front end. For me, it was definitely the front end where I just didn't have it in the first race. A couple good changes. Like I said, I think the big deal was getting the track back kind of, to help me. And kind of got the front end back locked in. I had good traction because that's always the fine balance. As soon as you get the front end locked in, then you lose your rear traction.
Right,
but
it's one or the other.
Was really well balanced. Yeah, and I was able to get through. And this was I laughed because somebody asked me during the week of fans, said, "Well, you guys don't really get into a heavy lap traffic up there. You don't have enough cars."
Did tonight.
That was a lot. So it was fun though. It's a stressful race, everything, and like you said, starting from the pole, but. When you have lap traffic like that, I can see on the board that Mike was right there, but it's a fun race.
Yeah, because it was green and checkered. And there were a lot of moments where, I mean, let's be honest, to find that proper level of aggression with somebody on your butt is not easy.
Yeah, it's hard. And these guys, the lap cars are racing each other for position, so sometimes they see a flag, sometimes they don't. They have to be able to race each other. So, and sometimes you catch two guys getting side by side. Somebody pulls in, somebody's pulling in the pit, so it's just, you have to have your head on a swivel the whole time. But it's, that was a wild race, but it was fun. 9
cars on the lead lap, so they really did get in there pretty good with no yellows. So, week off next week, what are we going to do?
Yeah, we actually have a little party going on
nice.
At the Abold complex. My parents put on for my grandparents, doing a kind of 50-year celebration of Abold racing. So
that'll be nice.
Looking forward to having fun with that. A little bit of an off week, kind of go reevaluate everything. But good luck to everybody at Berlin. I wish we could make it out, but we just have conflicting dates with this. But yeah, look
You have what?
forward
I'm
to these
sorry?
off weeks.
You have what?
Conflicting date with Berlin.
Conflicting
recently.
dates. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
So unfortunately, we couldn't make it out to that one, but hopefully have some fun next week and come back. We have the bike giveaway and autograph night next time we're here.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully get some happy kids going away with some bikes and maybe get another win would be great.
Good job, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.